It was just past 7 a.m. when Marissa Dalton's private jet touched down in the sleepy little town of Elmwood. The woman who stepped out was dressed in designer black, her heels clicking against the cracked tarmac. Marissa was everything the magazines made her out to be: poised, powerful, and impossibly wealthy. But behind the dark sunglasses, her eyes betrayed a quiet desperation. Clutching her hand was Lily, her 8-year-old daughter, with wisps of golden hair and a pair of small braces strapped to her legs. The little girl's steps were clumsy, halting. Every few feet, she stumbled and looked up at her mother apologetically. Marissa's smile never wavered, but her heart broke every time she saw the pain in her daughter's eyes. They were here because Elmwood had the best pediatric orthopedist in the state. The best money could buy. And Marissa's money could buy anything. Or so she thought. The appointment was a crushing disappointment. "I'm sorry," the doctor said, his tone clinical but kind. "We've done everything we can. Some progress is possible over time, but she may never walk on her own. At least not fully." Marissa's carefully constructed facade cracked just a little as she thanked him and walked Lily back to the car. The chauffeur opened the door, but Marissa hesitated. Something about the way Lily's big blue eyes kept darting toward the repair shop across the street, the one with the loud clanging and smell of oil, made her pause. And that's when she saw him. A man, maybe mid-30s, in a faded t-shirt and grease-streaked jeans. He was kneeling beside a car with its hood popped, patiently explaining something to a teenage boy. When the boy clumsily dropped a wrench, the man just laughed and picked it up for him, showing him how to hold it properly. Something about that laugh, warm, unpretentious, full of life, cut through the heavy fog of her thoughts. Before she even realized what she was doing, Marissa took Lily by the hand and crossed the street. The mechanic straightened as she approached, wiping his hands on a rag. His name, stitched onto his shirt, read Eli. "Ma'am," he greeted with a polite nod. Marissa faltered for a second. What was she even doing? But then Lily, peeking out from behind her leg, softly asked. "Can he fix legs, too?" Eli knelt down, meeting Lily at eye level. He didn't flinch at the braces. Didn't pity her. Just smiled and said, "I've fixed a lot of things, sweetheart. Why don't you tell me what's wrong?" That's how it started. Over the next hour, while the chauffeur stood by looking scandalized, Marissa sat on the curb and watched as Eli showed Lily how to push a tire around the shop. How to grip it, how to shift her weight. It was awkward at first, but something about the way he encouraged her, the way he made it feel like a game instead of therapy, brought out a spark in her Lily hadn't shown in months. When she stumbled, he didn't rush to catch her. He let her fall, let her pick herself up. He clapped and cheered when she managed 3 steps unassisted. 3 steps. Marissa's throat tightened. She couldn't remember the last time Lily had smiled like that. By the end of the afternoon, Lily was giggling as she clung to a broom handle Eli had given her for balance. She wobbled and lurched forward, 5 whole steps this time, before collapsing into Eli's arms. And Marissa, powerful, untouchable Marissa, wept. Right there, in the middle of a dirty repair shop. Eli looked over her shoulder, his expression quiet but steady. "She's strong," he said simply. "Sometimes you just need someone who believes you can do it. Not someone who does it for you." Marissa wiped her cheeks, her hands trembling. "You didn't even ask for anything," she whispered. Eli shrugged. "Don't need anything. She deserved a chance, that's all." Weeks later, Marissa came back. Not with doctors. Not with physical therapists or state-of-the-art machines. Just with Lily. And every time, Eli was there, waiting with a grin and a plan. 1 month later, Lily walked across the shop on her own, no braces, no broom handle. Straight into her mother's arms. The entire shop erupted in cheers. And Marissa, surrounded by strangers who had given her daughter more than all her money ever could, finally understood something she'd spent her whole life missing. Kindness is the one thing you can't buy, but it can change everything. That night, Marissa wrote a check. Not for Eli, he wouldn't take a dime, but for the town of Elmwood. She funded a community center, complete with a free therapy room for kids like Lily. And she made Eli the honorary director. When a reporter asked her why she did it, Marissa smiled through tears and simply said, "Because someone once taught my daughter to walk. And showed me how to stand on my own 2 feet. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Even the smallest hands can lift the heaviest hearts." And somewhere in Elmwood, a billionaire mom and a poor mechanic still meet every week, just to watch Lily run.